Welcome to the Digital Intellect, bringing you the latest news from around the world. It starts with a whisper, a rumor on the factory floor. Then, a cold corporate memo: General Electric, the symbol of American ingenuity, is closing another plant. For over a century, GE was more than a company. Its light bulbs, jet engines, and turbines powered the American dream. Now, that promise is flickering out, one factory at a time. The story of GE's closures isn't just business news, it's personal for thousands of families and a warning for the nation. In towns like Schenectady, New York, and Greenville, South Carolina, the GE logo meant security for generations. These closures, happening in 2025 amid economic uncertainty, raise tough questions. Is this progress, or a deeper problem in America's economy? When a giant like GE stumbles, the world takes notice. Its struggles send shockwaves through global markets. A plant closure in Ohio can influence decisions in Germany or Japan, reminding us how interconnected our economies have become. The fate of these factories is part of a much larger global story. Tonight, we'll take you inside. The history that made GE a titan, and the forces now bringing it to its knees. We'll hear from workers whose lives have been upended, executives making hard choices, and experts trying to make sense of it all. This isn't just about numbers on a balance sheet. It's about the real-world consequences of corporate decisions on everyday people. The shockwaves hitting America's heartland matter to all of us. The lights may be going out at GE, but the reasons why deserve to be seen clearly. This is a story about jobs, identity, and the future of American manufacturing. The world is watching, and so should we. To grasp the impact of these closures, you have to understand what GE meant to America. Born in 1892 from Thomas Edison's vision, GE brought light to the world and sparked a new electrical age. It pioneered everything from the electric fan to the first commercial radio station. "We bring good things to life" wasn't just a slogan, it was reality for millions. GE became a cornerstone of American industry and military strength, especially during World War II. In the post-war boom, it was a blue-chip stock and a place for a lifelong career. Generations wore the GE logo with pride, believing they were building the future. Under leaders like Jack Welch, GE grew into a global conglomerate: finance, media, plastics, and more. At its peak, it was the world's most valuable company, a symbol of American capitalism's power. But that massive expansion made GE complex and vulnerable to shocks. That's what makes today's closures so jarring. GE wasn't just a company, it was an institution, a piece of America's identity. Losing a factory isn't just losing jobs, it's erasing part of that legacy. For communities built around these plants, the loss is personal. If GE can fall, what is safe? GE's plant closures didn't happen overnight. They're the result of years of struggle and a dramatic shift in strategy. The unraveling began with the 2008 financial crisis, when GE Capital suffered huge losses and needed a bailout. Leaders tried to refocus on industrial roots, selling off divisions like NBC Universal and appliances, but deeper problems remained. The biggest, a global energy shift. GE bet big on fossil fuel power plants just as renewables like wind and solar took off. Demand for traditional turbines plummeted, leaving factories underused and expensive. CEO Lawrence Culp says closures are necessary to cut costs and stay competitive. Wall Street pressure is intense. Investors want a leaner, more profitable company. Closing plants is a brutal calculation, short-term pain for long-term survival. For workers, this logic offers little comfort. The company points to overcapacity and global competition. But for those on the floor, it's a cold end to decades of loyalty. The human cost is real and growing. Behind every closure are hundreds of personal stories. Maria Flores, 52, has worked at a Wisconsin GE plant for 28 years. "My father worked here. This job put my kids through college. Now, who will hire me?" Her story echoes across the industrial heartland. Shattered dreams, uncertain futures. These were skilled, well-paying union jobs, now vanishing. A union leader in Ohio says, "We made concessions, hit targets, did everything asked. Now we get a pink slip." The impact ripples through families. Lost income, lost health insurance, mortgage payments in jeopardy. The psychological toll is immense. For 30 years I was a GE guy. Now I just wake up. The silence is the hardest part, says a laid-off engineer. GE promises severance, retraining, and job placement, but for many older workers, starting over feels impossible. Skills honed over decades don't easily transfer to new fields like healthcare or IT. The loss isn't just financial, it's a loss of purpose and identity. Community halls fill with anxiety and anger. The The company's support can't erase the sense of betrayal. For many, the debt is more than money. It's a lifetime of work, suddenly devalued. The closures leave scars that won't heal quickly. The story of GE's workers is the story of American manufacturing's uncertain future. The pain is real, and it's everywhere, and it's not going away soon. When GE closes a plant, the shockwaves hit the whole town. Local diners and shops lose business. The hardware store's sales plummet. Real estate values drop as families move away. The tax base shrinks. Schools, roads, police, and libraries all suffer. Towns face impossible choices: cut services or raise taxes on those left behind. It's a vicious cycle. Reduced services drive more people away, deepening decline. Erie, Pennsylvania is a cautionary tale. After GE downsized its locomotive plant, unemployment soared and the population shrank. Community organizations see more demand just as donations dry up. The loss goes beyond money. These plants were the heart of the town's identity. The closure leaves a psychological void and a sense of hopelessness. The empty factory stands as a painful reminder of what's been lost. The shadow it casts is long and hard to escape. GE's closures are part of a bigger story about America's changing economy. Manufacturing jobs that built the middle class are disappearing, replaced by lower-wage or high-skill positions. Offshoring continues. GE closes U.S. plants but keeps factories abroad, chasing profit in a global market. This reality clashes with political promises to bring jobs home. Trade wars and tariffs complicate things, sometimes raising costs for U.S. factories and hurting exports. The real problem is structural fierce global competition, rapid tech change, and a major energy transition. Blaming foreign countries or bad trade deals oversimplifies the challenge. The U.S. struggles to compete in traditional manufacturing, and the shift to new industries is painful. GE's story is a microcosm of this national struggle. The pain is real, but the reasons are complex. The future of American manufacturing is at a crossroads. Experts see GE's troubles as both self-inflicted and a sign of bigger shifts. Dr. Rebecca Shaw of Harvard says GE grew too big and lost focus, missing the renewable energy revolution. These closures are the painful result of decades of missteps, she says. Adam Posen of the Peterson Institute argues the government shouldn't prop up uncompetitive factories but should support workers, retraining, portable benefits, and relocation help. Others, like Robert Scott of the Economic Policy Institute, call for a national industrial strategy, investing in future technologies, and partnering with industry. Automation is another key factor. A modern factory can do more with fewer workers. Even if U.S. manufacturing grows, jobs may not return in large numbers. The focus must shift to training workers for advanced, automated industries. The challenge helping traditional workers adapt to a new reality. The debate is urgent and far from settled. The path forward is tough but not impossible. Communities are diversifying, turning old factories into tech incubators and small business hubs. States invest in workforce development, partnering with colleges and companies for hands-on training in robotics, welding, and renewables. Apprenticeships and earn-and-learn programs create pipelines to good jobs. Nationally, there's debate over a new industrial strategy, public investment in R&D, infrastructure, and a digital economy. Policies supporting workers, better unemployment, portable healthcare, retraining credits are essential. America can't turn back the clock. It must embrace innovation and prepare workers for change. Collaboration between government, industry, and education is key. The transition will be hard, but American resilience has overcome bigger challenges before. The future depends on how we respond, together. The GE closures are a wake-up call for all of us. The forces shaking these towns, globalization, technology, energy shifts, affect everyone. The loss of stable jobs in one sector ripples across the nation. This isn't just their story, it's ours. We need honest conversations about the economy we want to build. What do corporations owe their workers? What's government's role in supporting people through change? The answers aren't easy, but ignoring them isn't an option. This call to action is for everyone. Support local businesses, advocate for better schools and training, and engage in informed debate. We share a stake in each other's prosperity, whether in a big city or a small town. GE's legacy is one of innovation and power. As the lights dim on its factories, we face a choice: watch passively or build a more resilient, equitable future. The next chapter isn't written yet. We all have a role in writing it.